Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special Reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's where I bring on a guest that I had on in the past, and I like him so much, I just bring him back for another episode. Today's guest, Scott Griest, is COO over at PrimaHealth Credit. Scott, welcome back on the show.
Hey, great to have me back, and thanks to all the listeners.
Awesome. And when I got your topic, I was like, oh yeah, this is a hot topic among our listeners. So future of FinTech, opportunity in the space. Going to have a good conversation about that. But before we do that, let's get into what you're doing over at PrimaHealth Credit. So first, tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Okay, PrimaHealth Credit is we provide a payment platform for medical providers and addiction recovery centers to offer financing to consumers to take care of out-of-cost medical expenses. So typically it's for orthodontia, for dental procedures, because nobody's dental insurance covers major procedures at all. And then the exciting new segment for us is addiction recovery. So we're financing both detox and then ongoing recovery care in the addiction treatment, which is so poignant right now in our market, especially among the young people. The opioid addiction has really just wreaked havoc in a lot of sectors. And it's amazing that it's not just poor areas, it's not economically well, it's across the board. So that's been really, really gratifying to us as a company to have people get the help that they need. So, and we're a FinTech solution there where it's completely all done on tablet and phone and seamless, and it's a really awesome experience that allows the person applying for the credit to go through. And it's a really cool solution for the medical providers as well with a robust back-end reporting platform. So we're growing. In fact, we're hiring right now regional account managers in the Southern California area. So if anybody has experience in regional account sales, and especially if they have the addiction treatment experience, we would love to talk with you and get a hold of you later on.
No, that's awesome. And before I let you off here, I'll make sure that you give your contact info or the company's contact info. But I also think that's a great transition. Speaking of FinTech, and you're already seeing with PrimaHealth Credit, based on how you're able to deliver your products and services, just how it's changing industries. So where do you want to begin? So future of FinTech, opportunity. What is what I'm hearing?
Right, it is. I mean, right now the opportunity is just insane. If you look at the recent headlines, Plaid just sold for $5 billion.
Hold on, what's Plaid? How did I miss this? What is it?
It was about 4 days ago. So Plaid is a service that allows financial companies to get secure access to consumers or businesses' banking transaction data and on a read-only access. So, for example, you go apply for a loan through OnDeck, another great FinTech company. They use a API through Plaid, which they send to the business owner that says securely give your login credentials to your bank account, and then Plaid will send us all your banking data so we can make a better credit decision and hopefully offer you either more credit or lower rate based on all that transaction data. So it's been amazing. Two young guys started it 3 years ago, and they're exiting for $5 billion. I mean, that's just the kind of opportunity is to make money, but more than just make money, just offer really, really cool solutions that either service the consumer better, take out the friction, or just speed up transaction process.
Man, so Scott, serious question. How do I market my podcast as a FinTech solution? No, just playing. Because you said 3 years. Yeah, we're about 3 years old over here, and nobody's knocking down my door with a Billy.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody named Billy's order bringing me a pizza, but that's about it. That's
I know.
Awesome.
Like here's another one I just found out about actually yesterday. there's a nonprofit which helps African empowerment, right? Because Africa is the poorest continent in the world, right? Well, there's a whole group of millennials in each country that are in the middle class that don't have the ability to invest and build wealth. And there's a new solution that is going out and reaching out to Nigerian millennials and opening up the door for them to invest in the U.S. stock market, invest in IPOs. And it's just crazy to think just even 3 years ago, if you were someone who had a little bit of money in one of these, economically depressed companies, what would you do with your money? How would you make it grow? And now they can access all the capital markets, which is just utterly fantastic. And, they've benefited from the great bull run we've seen in the last year. But the millennials in Nigeria are just seeing incredible growth in their wealth. It's just amazing what it's doing and reaching globally.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about your space and what you see happening, if any trends or anything else. So in the loan servicing and operations space, any kind of trends in FinTech in that space you care to comment on that you're noticing?
Yeah, the biggest thing is disruption of the established players, right? Whether, and I see it in the small business space, like, large banks, Chase, Wells, B of A. I mean, they just weren't servicing or extending credit to small business owners. I mean, it's the old typical adage. Banks want to give you money when you don't need money, right? Mm-hmm. They want to talk to you when you need to borrow $5 million, not when you need to borrow $500 million. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you've seen incredible access to capital for those small business owners at relatively great rates, anywhere between 10 and 30%. For unsecured business financing, that's pretty good. So you're seeing a lot of people create some fantastic companies built around that model. You're seeing a lot of companies create in FinTech, creating a lot of awesome products and solutions just in reducing friction, whether that be friction in the application process, reducing frictions in the payment space. Like look at Apple Pay, right? I mean, you don't even have to show a card anymore. You just tap your phone. It's pretty amazing what they're doing. But then if you look behind that, Apple is using 8 to 12 other FinTech solutions behind the scenes. So it's not always consumer facing as well. There's a lot of opportunity on the technology side, on the IT side, and on the B2B side. So you're seeing a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting is the monetary side of what's happening. So payments one side. Now when you add blockchain, or when you start adding some of these other things to the situation, it just becomes even more interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah, and for blockchain, that's not even part of it yet. I mean, blockchain really isn't scalable or usable yet, and the market's not ready for it. I think that's a play 2-3 years down the line, maybe 5. But there's
isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
It's not now.
That funny,
not
though,
yet.
Scott? No, but isn't that funny when you really think about it? So you're talking about that like that's a long time.
Yeah.
You said that's not in play. That's going to be at least 3 or 5 years. Like how our perception has changed on what's possible and how fast now. Like once upon a time, you'd be like 3 years. Come on, we're both adults. 3 years. I snapped my fingers in 3 years. 3 years passed. So it'll be interesting to see what does come on down the line.
Yes, and the speed of change as well. So, and to top it all off, what the cherry on the ice cream sundae is that right now there is a lot of investment money, a lot of hedge funds, a lot of family offices looking to yield. So, I mean, if you're an entrepreneur to want to get in this space, I really think it's one of the best times ever, because you got the appetite from the capital markets that's almost insatiable at this point. I mean, it really is. And then you have a lot on the IT side and technology side where people are really, really embracing it and willing to take a risk and chance on it, both on the consumer side and from the large established corporations. You know, the banks realize, hey, I need to partner with these firms either to deliver better service, or I may want to partner so I can learn and want to acquire them later on. So it's one of those things, like, it feels like the excitement that we had, if I'm an older guy, back in the late 90s in the .com bubble area. It really feels like that same fever and excitement and people coming together to really build good, cool products.
Hey, I was in '98. I was working at my first financial firm, so don't even try it, Scott. For the record, I was 16 years old, and
okay.
But that being said, I was there. I saw it, and the way I got around the financial collapse was I went to college. Go figure, right? That's all timing.
Yeah. And the AI side too, and the, artificial. I mean, layering that on as well. I mean, it's just crazy with the machine learning. It's just becoming so much more efficient in doing things in record nano speeds as well. And we haven't talked about 5G and what that's going to do, on the mobile side. It's crazy on the mobile side too.
Or the whole house like smart.
Oh, yeah, it's just crazy what it's going to do.
I'm in. You got me all pumped up. I'm like, what's next? I'm in. What do you want to do? Let's go get it. I'm in, Scott. Well, hey, I could talk to you about this stuff all day. You already know we can. But that being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more about PrimaHealth Credit, what's the best way for them to do that?
Probably start either our website, PrimaHealthCredit.com, or find us on LinkedIn, where we have a lot of content there, and we're always posting for job openings, and just have a lot of good organic content around our space. That's probably the best way to do it.
And I think you said you had right now, you were looking for regional sales reps, was it in
regional account executives. Yeah, regional account executives. LA, Orange County, or San Diego based would be preferable, but we'd look in Northern California too. And we're growing rapidly. We've in the last 3 months, we've tripled gross sales, which is great. So, and we're expecting big things. So if you want to be part of a exciting, dynamic startup culture, and you've got some experience in space, and most importantly, you have a lot of honesty, integrity, and not afraid of hard work, we'd love to talk to you.
Man, that's exciting. Well, hey, Scott, really appreciate you coming back on the show, and great reunion episode. Knew it would be, and great catching up. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Without you, there would be no show, so keep on listening, subscribe, share this with your friends, your family, all that other good stuff. Really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me and my team. And, Scott, thanks again for coming on.